Hello, Easy Odds fans. We are all set for Cheltenham Festival here, and it's been a first week for Jake Johns as the head tipster of horse racing at easyodds.com, and he's already found winners as big as 8 to 1. So why not have yet another video cast of a Cheltenham Festival race? This time we're going to go through the best odds with BetVictor, our sponsors BetVictor. Thank you very much for sponsoring this video. Of course, they are on the download of the app, which is available now, the Cheltenham Festival app in the iOS store. And let's take a look at the latest betting for the Ryanair odds, where Jake Johns, I'm pretty sure, is going to find an outsider yet again, and he's going to make us loads of money.
I've got a few quite good outsiders actually for this one, which is interesting. But the Ryanair looks, it's absolutely, to be honest, there's a lot of horses that could go here. There's a lot of horses that aren't going to go here.
Yeah.
That are top of the market. So a lot of the top of the market consists of horses that probably will go to different races. First of all, Vautour, who is 7 to 4 with BetVictor at the moment of the race, almost definitely isn't going to go here. William Mullins has said the whole time that he's going to go to the Gold Cup. Rich Ritchie said he's going to go to the Gold Cup. I think Ruby Walsh, in a preview night not that long ago, stated that he kind of wanted him to run in the Ryanair, but it looks like he's going to go to the Gold Cup anyway. I got quite a bit of hate on my Gold Cup video over Vautour, but I think if he did go here, which he probably isn't going to do, but if he did, if they just changed their minds, I think he would win by a long way. Basically, in the Gold Cup video, I think I kind of went overboard on Vautour because I was so... I'm a big fan of Don Bossack. I think he's a better stayer than Vautour, and I just don't think Vautour will stay. But over this distance, he has great form at Cheltenham Festival. He would win. I'm very sure that he would win. He'd be much, much, much shorter than 7 to 4 if he was declared. Yeah. He'd be massive, massive odds on.
So if you were a kind of fair weather horse racing betsman, and you were thinking, oh, Vautour is top of the market, 7 to 4.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick some money on it. Would you?
No.
Place a bet on it?
No.
You wouldn't place a bet on it?
Unless it's non-run and no bet, which it isn't at the moment. I wouldn't, because he's not going to run. Okay. Almost definitely.
Heard it here first.
Yeah, so...
stay away from Vautour in this, and also in the Gold Cup.
And then he's going to run, and he'll be like, oh God, 7 to 4, best price ever. Next up, in the betting, we have Al Ferof. He formerly trained by Paul Nicholls, now trained by Dan Skelton. He's at around 5 to 1. He's an 11-year-old now. He's one of the few that almost definitely will go to this race at the top of the market. That's why he's so short, I think. He has a really good record around Cheltenham. He won the Paddy Power Gold Cup in 2014. In 2012 even. That's about this distance. He won that really well. He's run to place in the Gold Cup. This year he finished 3rd behind Vautour and Q-Cop, which is a really, really good form. But he was run to place. He's exactly the same as he's been run to place in every King George the last 3 years. He finished 3rd in every single year. If you're backing him to place in that race, you've been doing really well, because I thought he had no chance. But he did run to place, and he ran well. He has a live chance, I think, but he's a little bit too short for me at 5 to 1 at the moment. I'm not going to be going near him at 5 to 1. I think there's better value horses further down the market that I'm going to be concentrating on.
That's why you're the outsider, Jake.
Yeah. That's what I was from the outsider. But then next up we got Road to Riches around 5 to 1 as well. He was ridden absolutely crazily in the Irish Gold Cup, which was a mental race anyway, run by Carlingford Lock, off of about, even though he was pretty much tailed off, he was almost pulled up by Mike Walsh, and then he just stayed on like a maniac at the end. Valsalido fell at the last when looking in command. That whole thing happened with Ruby Walsh, but I don't know. He went off a crazy speed. Road to Riches went off a crazy speed in that race with on his own. Couldn't keep it up. Got beaten by Carnival Lock, like I said before. So that was a really, really tough race for him. And if he did go here, that race could have easily taken out of him. That's in the case because this horse is just as likely to go for the Gold Cup as well. In fact, they're probably more likely because the O'Learys love the Gold Cup. He came 3rd in the Gold Cup last year. Better tactics in the Gold Cup. He might have a bit of a chance of making the frame. But like I said, I think that race could have taken quite a bit out of him. That was really, really testing ground that day. So he could easily, it could have taken quite a bit out of him. And also, I think he's probably going to go to the Gold Cup anyway, so I'll probably stay away from him at 5 to 1. But if he does go here, he'll be much shorter than that, because this is quite a bold renewal. This is a Grade 1, but I think it's more like, it's probably more like a Grade 2, to be honest. Next up, we have Vroum Vroum Mag around 5 to 1, who also probably isn't going to go here. Almost definitely going to go to the Mayor's Hurdle now, seeing that Annie Power is, since the withdrawal of 14 from the Champion Hurdle, I think Annie Power's going to go to the Champion Hurdle. Vroum Vroum Mag will go to the Mayor's Hurdle. It's just simple as that, to be honest. She's had a hurdles campaign all year. It'll be a bit weird if she just suddenly started putting her over chases, even though she's been hurdling all year and been impressive as well. She was impressive in her first run in England. She hasn't beaten much. But if she did run here, she'd be challenging for favouritism as well, depending on, obviously, if Vautour runs, since she wouldn't be. But, I mean, if she did run, she'd be much shorter than 5-1, but I wouldn't go near her because she's going to go in the mare's hurdle much more than likely. And then we've got the interesting ones. Smashing is interesting me a lot. I was a little bit opposing him. I backed him last year at Cheltenham, but I've been opposing him a little bit this year. But when I was looking through the form, he actually has some really good form. He's only a 7-year-old. He's improved a lot each year. Henry de Bromhead is brilliant with these types of horses. He ran really, really well last time in the Grade 2 Red Mills Chase at Gorin, where he made all. It was a 4-runner race. He made all. He won't be able to dictate like that. He looked really impressive. He jumped really well. He's jumped slightly right sometimes, but he jumped overall really well. Travelled really, really well. A lot of people are saying that he's much better on soft. I think even his trainer Henry de Bromhead says he's much better horse on soft. But it's not definite that the ground's going to be good. Obviously it's more likely than not that it's going to be good, but could easily come up soft if there's a downpour, if it just rains until then. And even if they call it good to soft, sometimes it is actually soft because they pretty much have to say it's good to soft.
Okay, yeah.
So I'd look out for that. But if it did come up soft, I would definitely be backing him 10-1, and he would be shorter than that as well. But I will be backing him if it comes up soft. But even on good ground, even on a good soft ground, he has good form at the festival. He came 4th in the Coral Cup, despite being hampered behind Whisper. That was in 2014. So he has form at the festival over this distance as well. That was a hurdles race, but I wouldn't be putting anything off him. And this is a pretty poor renewal of the race, like I said before. So he definitely has a live chance at 10-1. Next up, we have the Paul Nicholls horse for Vautour Valtat. I'm not a massive fan of the horse. I backed him in the Holden Gold Cup at Exeter, which he won. I think he's a bit of an autumn horse, to be honest. He ran quite well behind Sprinter Sacra not that long ago, but he was pretty bad behind Indeso in the Clarence House, and I just don't think he finishes his races that well. He didn't impress when the only time he's been stepped up to 2.5 miles, and I just don't think he's good enough for this. I can't see him just being there at the finish. I think quite a lot of people like him, but I'm just going to stay away from him for now. Village Vic is up next, trained by Philip Hobbs. 14-1, best price. His best price was Bet Victor. He's unbeaten this season. He's massively improved. He's already won 2 races at Cheltenham. He beat a horse called Champagne West, all trained by Philip Hobbs, who I really, really like in the Caspian Caviar Gold Cup at Cheltenham. But he was receiving a stone that day. I really like Champagne West for one of the handicaps, maybe the plate, if he can sort his jumping out. His jumping's been pretty terrible, but off a pretty nice mark, I think it could go well.
For those of you that are interested in the handicap races, we will be doing a handicap race roundup video closer to Cheltenham, which is of course coming very, very soon, and Jake's very excited. He comes in every morning absolutely bouncing.
I'm raring to go already. Absolutely raring to go. But yeah, Village Vic, he's a 9-year-old. He's another one that I think maybe just not quite good enough. Even though this is a poor renewal, there's a few horses that are around the same price as him that I think probably have a better chance on overall form. He has been much better this year. He's massively improved, so he could easily improve again. But I'm going to be looking at another horse, which is up next. Josies Hill, trained by Nick Henderson.
Oh, too early, Jake.
Sorry.
Wait.
Josies Hill, trained by Nicky Henderson. Really, really like the horse as a hurdler. He finally put in a clean round of jumping at Kempton last time, where he beat God's Own. So when he was stepped up to 2 miles 4, that was a brilliant race. That was the best chase race I've probably ever seen him run. He jumped really, really well. Finally, he's been jumping terribly over fences for most of the time. He's been going over the bigger obstacles. He's been running through them. He hasn't even been jumping sometimes. He jumps left, he jumps right. He just looks free. He's just a bit erratic. But that day, it was a really nice jumping performance. So he could have a lot of improvement in him, especially seeing as even though he jumped really badly in the Arkle last year, he still finished 3rd behind Indeso, and that was very good form to me. He has great form at the festival. He finished 2nd in the Supreme behind Vautour 2 years back, which is obviously good form. Like I said before, he finished 3rd in the Arkle, despite jumping badly all the way around. I think he has a brilliant each-way chance. Brilliant each-way chance. And the more I looked at it, the more I fancied him, especially on good ground. If it comes up really soft, which it won't, that might hinder his chances. But he went on soft at Kempton, even though that ground was pretty much good to soft, I think, that day. But Yeah, because if he sorted out his jumping like it looked like he might have done, and he has great festival form already, and this isn't that good a race, I think he has a big chance at 10-1 with Bet Victor. I'll be going in each way, definitely. Just another one, just to quickly point out, another trained by Nicky Henderson, Mafia. Been terrible this season, pretty much. It won a race, but the form that hasn't been held up at all. Finished second in this last year. It finished second behind Hollywell the year before in the 3 mile handicap chase. It's very clearly a spring horse. It needs good ground. It was bad, like awful last time behind Silvernarco Conti when it was pulled up, but that was on soft ground. I think he could surprise a few people. I'm not going to say definitely back him, but I think he has got some quite good Cheltenham form. He's better on good ground. He's a spring. She's a good spring horse. I've been calling him he the whole time. So she, Mafia, very obviously a girl. Which could bring us a bit of surprise. 16-1 with Bet Victor. You can get a bit bigger with a few other firms, especially on the exchanges. I wouldn't put anyone off backing her, but my main bet for the race is going to be Smashing if it comes up really soft. Josies Hill otherwise.
So that's Smashing 10-1 with Bet Victor, and Josies Hill 10-1 with Bet Victor also.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of big money choices from Jake yet again. Don't forget that all of his tips will be on the Cheltenham app, which will be available to download right now and will be updated pretty much daily the closer that we get to the Cheltenham Festival. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks to Bet Victor for the sponsorship, and come back next week where we're going to have yet another Cheltenham video.